Pikachu, the acquisition of Team Sorcerers here, and welcome back to What If Wednesday. And this is another idea suggested by Dragon Master 25, and that is, what if Timelords were my only favourite and signature deck, and which one would be my ace monster? A very interesting one. Now, for the record, I hate Timelords. They're so annoying to play against. Because all they ever do is just do annoying burn damage and just stall. You know, because they're indestructible monsters. Yeah, they're just no fun to play against, and just not easy to beat. Well, unless of course I'm playing Dark Magician and Rainbow Neos. I mean, they're the only decks I have that can beat them with, well, hardly any problems, but then again, it doesn't matter if I can beat them or not. They're just infuriating to play against. But obviously in this timeline, they would be the favourite and signature deck. Yeah, starting from 2017. Now, we did get only 2 Time Lord monsters beforehand, Cephalon and Meteion. Yeah, we got Meteion back in Photon Shockwave, so late 2011, and I believe Cephalon came out in 2012, and the funny thing is Cephalon, the ultimate Time Lord, which is meant to be the boss monster, at least in the anime, doesn't even fit in with the deck, because, well, it doesn't have the generalised effects of the others, and it requires 10 or more monsters to be in my graveyard, and its special summons a level 8 or higher fairy from the hand or graveyard, negating its effects and becoming 4,000, but in a regular Time Lord deck, you're not filling up the graveyard with monsters. It's like, pretty interesting. So this would mean that the boss monster, or rather the ace monster, I can see being Sandion, purely because out of the proper Time Lords, it's the only one that actually has any attack points and defense points of 4k, so it would make more sense to have that one being the ace monster, which ironically in the real timeline is one of the 3 that I absolutely hate more than the others, because this one says at the end of the battle phase, if it's battled, inflict 2,000 points of damage to the opponent. I think what I would be trying to do is basically use this guy the most and try and get it to battle 4 times, which would be game. Whereas the others, any of the other burn ones would be the next best thing, and which one's the one that makes life points 4,000? Sadion would be the one that basically keeps me in the game, just by restoring them. But yeah, that's what I'd be playing from 2017 onwards. Well, the downside is it would be a slower burn deck than Trickstars. I mean, I feel like Trickstars would easily outspeed it, and they wouldn't even have to battle. Just use triple Lycrus, triple Reincarnation, plus a Light Stage to do Oh yeah, and Darkroom to do their OTK bullshit. So that would be a bad matchup. But against Pendulum Magicians, though, which was also big in the meta, it might do okay. I mean, Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon would still be problematic. I mean, yeah, it could negate any of the effects of the Time Lords, but they won't be destroyed. And not only that, Zaphion is a good way to play around their back row as well, especially Time Pendulum Graph. Yeah, that was a very much suggested side deck option, which I think I did do at the time, because for those who don't know, Zaphion is the one that says if it battles, shuffle all spells and traps the opponent controls into the deck. And the other one doesn't really come up unless you use advanced draw on it, and that is, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw a card. Yeah, even though I hate the archetype, that's probably the only one I like. Whereas Meteon is was sort of another one I kind of liked as well. Yeah, that was also a side deck option, like quite early on in Zexal era. I think I own a couple of copies of it. I don't remember if I ever got to use it though. Meteon being the one that bounces monsters and burning the opponent for 300 for each one. So yeah, they're the two I don't mind the most. You know, just like how I feel about Gravekeeper's Spy and Gravekeeper's Guard. Even though I hate Gravekeepers, they're the only two that I like and was perfectly happy to use in my Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl decks back in the day. But yeah, I don't know how I'd fare in tournaments with this deck. Because what else was there back then? Gokis, I believe, plus dinosaurs. Actually, dinosaurs might not have been a great matchup as well, because Ultimate Conductor Tyranno can just hard counter them. You know, flip them face down, attack them into the grave, and burn for $1,000 for each monster. So, yeah, to summarise, at least back then, dinosaurs and trickstars would have been terrible matchups for Time Lords, and I would have needed to find a way to try and hard counter them just to level the playing field. Not sure what I would have sided though, but I don't know. I feel like I would have maybe tried to run more monster destruction and more battle traps. You know, just which would at least help with dinosaurs. I mean, yeah, Miscellaneous Source can protect Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from Regeki and Dark Hole, but obviously it doesn't give them protection in the battle phase. And as for Trickstars, well, Hanewata would definitely be an option. Other than that, I wouldn't know what to side. And then over the years, it depends whether or not I would have still quit tournaments. Yeah, I feel like I probably still would have done, because various decks would have just annoyed me still too much since then. You know, Trick Stars, Thunder Dragons, Prank Kids, Cosmo I'm not so sure about. Then again, I think Timelords might be okay against Cosmo. But yeah, it's hard to say. Actually, it might have done okay against True Draco, actually. Because, yeah, the True Draco traps just can't do shit against the Time Lords. Yeah, they'd have been okay as well. A Lair of Darkness I'm not so sure about. Paleozoic Frog would have been annoying. Cyber Dragons, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Sky Strikers would have been a struggle too. The funny thing is, Unchained can't really do shit against them, I don't think. Their gimmick is destroying stuff, but you know, what can they do if they can't destroy my monsters? That would be quite funny. Yeah, Flunderies would have still been annoying though. Don't know about Tearlaments and Sprite. Sword Soul would have been annoying as well. So would Altergeist. So I'm just trying to remember all the competitive decks, you know, between 2017 and now. Yeah, I think depending on the meta, I still would have ended up quitting tournaments. Yeah, no doubt I would have tried to play them in the minor league, but then again, I don't know what the odds would have been that there would have been a request to get them banned. I'm not sure. If I still created Rhetorician format, Time Lords would be allowed. But whereas obviously in the real timeline they are banned. Yeah, that's how much I hate them in the real timeline. I don't know. Then again, there'd also be a moral dilemma, because what if friends of mine wanted Time Lords banned from Rhetorician format? Yeah, that would be kind of awkward. Then again, if that was the case, yeah, I don't think I'd want to even play in my own format if I can't even play my signature deck. So it would end up being scrapped, or maybe I just wouldn't create that format at all. I don't know. Now, against Modern Blue Eyes, I'm not sure how Time Lords would do. I mean, the destruction effects that they have wouldn't be able to do jack shit, but I think they do have ways around them. I mean, if I remember correctly, Indigo Eyes can play around Time Lords. Let's see. yeah, that can just shut them down, or if it still runs Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon, then that's another way to deal with it as well, and that's exactly how I dealt with Timelords when I faced them with my own Blue Eyes White Dragon deck and Galaxy Photons as well. Yeah, that's something I'd have to watch out for. Then again, Destined Rivals can also just screw them over as well if Blue Eyes plays it. Yeah, it also depends if I even still play them. I mean, would I end up giving up on them or try and stick with them and make it work? Maybe I'd try and find a way to stick with it and make it work, since it would be the favourite and signature deck after all. And I'd just be really stubborn about trying to make it work, just like how I've always done with Dark Magician. But yeah, that pretty much covers what would happen if Time Lords were my favourite and signature deck. Thanks for watching.